Hello, and this is Astron with another review for you. Today we'll be looking at the Studio Series 86 Arcee. And as you can see, I have her joined by her prior incarnations. And we'll be taking a look at each one of them, comparing the differences, and seeing, is 86 Arcee our definitive one? Or is the customized Earthrise one the definitive Arcee? Alright, taking a look at the package. This just came in today from Amazon. And I want to talk about the new packaging from Hasbro for a minute, and also talk about the current state of collecting. Now, I tell a lot of people that I live in what I call collector hell. Basically, if it comes out where I live in Kentucky, you're lucky to ever see it. On the Masterverse figures from Mattel, we are still only seeing first wave figures. The Target in Evansville has some of the second wave figures, but anything past that, they're nowhere to be found. You can't find them, and anytime Walmart puts out new stock, it's still the first wave. Transformers are just as bad. Now, the Velocitron 500 stuff has started showing up with the resets in the last week. I picked up something yesterday, and that was the Scourge Leader Class figure. That will be a review coming up shortly. And I really hate the windowless boxes, mainly because, and you know, everybody who collects Marvel Legends or DC figures or Transformers know about figure swapping. And what I seen recently was when I got the Buzzworthy Bumblebee Cup, that they had two. And I always compare paint jobs and try to get the one that looks the best. Well, in actuality, they had one, because someone had bought a cup, switched it out with their Studio Series one, and brought it back to the store. Now, the windowless boxes, I get what they're doing. They're trying to cut down on plastic, but yet, what's this white here? Oh, look, plastic hanger. But anyway, you can probably see that there's a tear here and a tear here because there's nothing to reinforce the window. Also, in a store setting, this means that anybody can come along and mess with the figure through the window. I don't particularly mind being able to see that her neck joint is tight, but what I do mind is damaging the paint job or damaging the sculpt. People can be spiteful, can be hateful, or, you know, teenagers and just general vengeful people who don't like something that someone else does. This is just asking for them to mar something they like, that someone else would like. Now, looking at the box, like I said, mine's damaged, but it doesn't matter. We got artwork on the side, Studio Series 86, number 16. If you're wondering why I sound the way I do, I can't wear my partial anymore, so unfortunately, until I get that all taken care of, I will have a lispy sound, and I very much apologize about that. So we get the back of it, showing that it still has the backdrop in there, and this is the Battle of Autobot City version. Got the auto badge there with no plastic over it, because, well, yep, no plastic except, yeah, look at here, no plastic, right. Alright, well, let's get her out of her cardboard coffin and see how cool she really is. Alright, we got Arcee out of the box. Got her backdrop standing behind her. And first impressions, I kind of like it. I like the pink. I like what they've done with the two-tone pink of her forearms, or her bicep muscle area. But I will say this. This is straight out of package. I haven't tried to clean it up or see if it's got mistransformation on it. I do believe it might. But, as typical with any Arcee figure, you have a egregious backpack. Now, this one here doesn't look quite as bad as previous versions of her. The face sculpt is not bad at all. I rather like it. However, it seems you can't really point it down in a natural way. This is as far as the head will go. Is there. And yeah, she got balance issues. The Earthrise version, and I kind of wish I'd dug out Elita 1 now. The Earthrise version doesn't, kind of has the same thing, same problem. Proudly displayed auto badge there on her chest, right where it should be. No, I mean, when you look at it, the engineering does not look bad. The backpack does clean up rather well, even though she's got a lot hanging down there. It's not supposed to be there. What do you do when you have a sleek sports car mold with such a delicate frame? She also has her blaster from the movie. This is one we've seen her use. The hands are weird. And I have a feeling I think I know why that is. That's got a bit of sculpting here, and that I think is for you to let her use accessories from other figures. And as you can see, she holds her blaster just like she should. Let me grab Titan's Return Arcee's blaster. I just want to see, can she hold it? Yes, no problem. So there she is with Titan's Return blaster. I'm going to try to get the Generations one out of her hand. This will probably be the one I can't transform, because it has been in her hand so long that it's swelled and stuck, like it's glued in there, and it will not come out. So instead, we'll grab her big gun and her sword. She holds the sword just fine. So that tells us the guns will work too. No problem. And you can see the difference in pinks. Which I feel confident that Earthrise and Kingdom Arcee's weapons would work just fine too. Stand there for a minute. Got the Earthrise pistol. And there we go. So yes, this is why her hands are sculpted the way they are. They are designed that if you have any other Arcee or different accessories you want to use, it gives you full capability of using them. Because Arcee is one of the very few that actually has a rectangular grip instead of a 5mm peg. Now then, set that other Arcee off for a minute. Let's look at her articulation. She's got ball joint at the arm, just like most others. Mushroom peg on the tricep. Single pin elbow, but will go all the way in without a problem. Both arms work identically, and it will practically fold all the way up and in on itself. Focus, focus, focus. She has a waist swivel. How cool. Very good. And an ab crunch, which I'm sure is transformation related. Looking at those joints. I see what they did there. Yeah, that's transformation related. But she can get an ab crunch. And she can splay out about to there. Not quite the full Van Damme. You could get it there if you wanted. Straight kick out. Backpack gets in the way for anything going back. We got a rotation above the knee. Single pin knee joint, but these limbs are so spindly and her design is such that you just need a single pin. You got forward and back and ankle tilt. So you pretty well get her in most poses you want. The hollowness in the figure is not as bad as previous versions. Her calves are, looks like they got vents in them. They actually sculpted detail in there, which is interesting. I mean, it's hollow, at least make it interesting. That is something else I want to mention about the windowless packaging. And it's that if you display your figures on a wall, on a peg hook, dust will get in there, your figures will get dirty over time. It'll become difficult to clean. And then you get little critters that will build nests inside, specifically spiders. And that's not something I want to have in my collection. Which is why I'm glad I'm a rip it out of box type person. Now then, going back to the full cardboard boxes, not being able to see the figure, you don't get to see if there's defects or errors. What if her lipstick was on her cheek and not on her lips? You know, you don't know. And depending on where you got it from, you may not be able to return it. So not being able to see the figure itself inside the box, you have to go on blind faith that QC is on the ball and everything is what it's supposed to be. Now then, so far I like this figure. I find the feet design weird because it looks like she broke her heels. But figures with high heels I particularly hate, so you know, I don't mind that. Plus Arcee doesn't have high heels. So let's take a look at her predecessor. Now keep in mind, mine has been customized to be screen accurate. And I don't know which one I like better, to be perfectly honest. This would probably be the one I'll display the most because it is screen accurate. And I like the line work in detail, but I also like the way this one looks. I like darker pink. I like more paint on her. She won't have the yellowing problem that has started having its rearing its ugly head again. My Tigertron, all of his non-painted parts or specific ABS parts are all brown now. Much like this one has over the years since I've got her. She's yellowed significantly. I'll have to get some chemical treatment and try to fix her. But there she is with the predecessor to Earthrise, the Titan's Return Arcee. And then here she is with the OG, the Generations Arcee, our first version of getting a G1 accurate Arcee figure. And the thing is, really, aside from backpacks, well, now that I had to fix all that again, my thoughts right now, that's a really interesting thing to think about. My least favorite is Titan Returns, because, blur repaint's a blur repaint. The Headmaster gimmick is a nice callback to Season 4/Rebirth. The Generations one, I have an upscaled version I use in my Masterpiece collection. And I also have the Zeta Toys Masterpiece ever. So, I like it for reasons. I hate the hip joints on this one. This one's got wrist articulation. None of the others do as far as the wrist swivel. This one's got wrists that fold in and out, and that one has nothing. Well, I say that. Yeah, nothing. Oh, yeah. And her head can look up there, down there, and turn side to side because, ball joint. But anyway, deco-wise, I like the Earthrise one. I like the hip section of the Earthrise one better. I think the shoulders sit better. This is why I'm wondering if this is fully transformed correctly. But given how the engineering is on it, I'm not 100% sure. I think that's as high as they can go. Oh, no. Hang on. Well, that helped. Okay. So now her shoulders are sitting properly. And that could have been from where I did the ab crunch. So keep that in mind. That's going to push her chest area up. The other thing is, and you probably noticed it, is that her neck is pitched forward. And if you look at the figure, or I could just knock her over. When you look at the figure, this is where the head wants to sit. It wants to sit in this looking up. So, that is a natural neutral position for a head. That seems to be the thing. I think mine came out of the box mistransformed slightly. Because I had noticed when I was taking her out, her neck joint was pushing this way, causing her head to want to lift up. Now, I know that doesn't make sense. Alright, here she is, all transformed up, next to her prior version. Okay, now this is something I gotta say. This is the best one. Best transforming Arcee. She rolls as rolling things should. She folds up very well under there. That is what these are for. They form a peg. Her gun stores under here. And she has a complete back end with visible butt syndrome. Well, anyway, not going to say it. Anyway, this is the best vehicle mode that we've had so far. 1 minute, I'll get the others transformed up and final thoughts. And here they are all together. The Generations Arcee. Oh, come on, really. Still kind of holds up today, especially as a kind of an IDW version. Earthrise Arcee is just complete trash in vehicle mode. I mean, there's no other way to look at it. This is by far the best one of all of them, and that's the strangest one. Okay. As I said, this is the strangest one. Sorry about the weird cuts and edits. Keep running out of memory on my phone. I have to rectify that sometime soon. Now, transformation for her, there are parts of it in the instructions that don't make sense. It wants you to flip this back around here to the back underside of the car to fold these panels out. The thing is, on my copy, it doesn't exactly do that. It doesn't swing around enough because these panels run the entire length. So what I did is I pulled this entire assembly out, just like this, and folded it completely down, like so. Okay, once she's contorted herself in this way, you can unlock these panels, fold all of this over on itself, just like that. Now, swing it around like this. So that way, this piece is up into the windshield, and these winglets can now more or less come in, like so. Now, fold this in, fold these in, just like that. The instructions do not show you that sequence, yet that is a sequence you use. I don't know why they have it out of order, but they do. I can show it right here. There it is. Step 13 is wrong. So it shows you that you swing, when you're in this configuration, you swing the tail of the car down into the robot body, and then these flip out. That is not how it works at all. Focus. 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 So, anyway, her transformation actually is pretty good. I can't complain about it, because unlike most other Arcees, this one being the exception, and obviously Blur, but most other shell farming Arcees, they aren't very involved. It's just, you know, fold it up, stick it in there. I mean, literally, that's kind of what you're doing here. Her legs just happen to make up the side of the car. Like I said, it's spot on for IDW. I do wish the headlights were painted on this, but I understand why they're not. But at the same time, that would be kind of nice. That's what makes that one pop. So anyway, you spin her waist 360 degrees. Yeah, as you can see, she's folded up like this. Now, straighten her out. Pull her arms just out, so. Bring this, unlock it. Bring it down and in. This is where things get a little weird. So, this joint folds in like so. This is what I thought was an ab crunch. Like I said, you could use it that way, but it will move her chest plate up. And it just kind of nestles in, just like that. Bring her body torso down here. Fold this down, just like that. Rest right on top. Bring this all the way down like so. Straighten her feet out. And none of that got caught on there, huh? So you bring the chest piece down where it lines up the shoulders. Hook the chest plate in. Rock the neck back. Rock the neck back. Oh, well, looky there. So, one thing I noticed about her. She doesn't tab in anywhere. It's just a bunch of friction fits. And where it should feel like it should tab in, it doesn't. This figure will probably not age well. But it's pretty damn good what we got. And there's where that locks in. And I say lock in a general sense. Like right here. I feel like this should tab in better, but she don't. And there we go. Fully transformed up. Straighten her leg out. And there you have it. Studio Series 86 Arcee. Final thoughts. Well, I pretty much have every example of an Arcee that you can buy at retail. Display purposes for my primary display shelf will be this one, as I said earlier. You cannot remove anything off of this figure to do what this one does, because all of this is integrated into the hood joint and into that sliding mechanism. So because of that, there is no way to remove her kibble or do anything to make it more compact or look better. That being said, her vehicle mode is outstanding. And I may actually decide to display her in her vehicle mode. I like the color of the pink. I like the way it looks. And yeah, it's a really good figure. And I think it's a good improvement over what they learned with this one. Because I turned mine into an action figure. So, but this has been Astron. And I hope y'all liked the video. If you did, please leave a comment. Hit the like button. Share it to your friends. Help grow the channel. I'd very much appreciate it. And with that, I am going to end this video here. I've rambled on enough in this one. And everybody have a great day. Take care of yourself and be better than you were the day before. Laters.